So where do we go from here? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about President Donald Trump making an appearance at a federal courtroom in Miami, Florida, where he pleaded not guilty to 37 counts relating to the so-called classified documents case. Now, no word on the Joe Biden investigation into the classified documents that he had right by the Corvette and at the former office by Penn Station. That's still ongoing. And also no word from the 2016 decision by FBI Director Jim Comey about Hillary Clinton, talking about, yes, we have evidence. Yes, there could be some crimes committed, but we're not going to go forward with it because no reasonable prosecutor would bring the case. But I guess that same precedent didn't apply to Donald Trump. And here we are talking about classified documents in the bathroom and at a ballroom in Mar-a-Lago, all kind of ridiculous nonsense. Now, before we even get into it, the whole process of taking Trump to the federal courthouse in Miami, Florida, it appeared pretty seamless. You had Trump supporters and people that did not like Trump out there. It wasn't too much violence or any kind of problems. I mean, there was some of that, but not too much. A little bit. The mayor of Miami and the police out there did very good. And speaking of the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, he wants to become the president, possibly. I saw him on Fox News, and then we're asking him, hey, we saw you in New Hampshire. We saw you in Iowa. What are your plans for the future? He may run for president. So yeah, you're going to be right there with a big, crazy pile of Republicans trying to feast on what's happening right now. Now, we got a few articles we're going to get through. I may have some video as well. I have people singing Trump happy birthday, but he made a little pit stop on the way back from the courthouse once he was released. So you see what's going on right here. This is New York Times. It says Trump pleads not guilty in documents case. Donald J. Trump, the first former president to be charged with federal charges, left the court in Miami after being arraigned on 37 counts related to his handling of classified documents. The special counsel who brought the case, Jack Smith, is also in court. And here you have some Trump supporters out there, also the Miami police. But as I said, for the most part, it was peaceful. There was a little bit of clash, but not much was going on. So that's that. I'll link to everything that I'm showing you right here in the comments. Trump made a few comments about what's going on and said that it was a rigged thing. We are a nation in decline, and I'm going to agree with him. Let's go ahead and play this to hear exactly what President Trump said.
Thank you, everybody. Really nice.
How did it go?
I think it's going great.
Okay,
I think it's a rigged deal here. We have a rigged country.
Now, to be clear, this is when he made a pit stop at the Cuban restaurant. I forget exactly what it's called. Y'all let me know in the comments. But this is at that pit stop after he made the court appearance. Let's start a little bit from the top, just so we have the full context.
I think it's going great.
Okay,
I think it's a rigged deal here. We have a rigged country. We have a country that's corrupt. We have a country that's got no borders. We have a country that's got nothing but problems. We're a nation in decline, and then they do this stuff. And you see where the people are. We love the people, and you see where they are. You see the crowds and everything else. We have a country that is in decline like never before, and we can't let it happen. I'm going to make a little speech tonight in Bedminster, and I hope you're going to be there.
Can you start tomorrow?
You're going to be there. You can come too if you want, okay? Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And by the way, when he was at the cafe, he gave food to everybody. So anybody that's in there, anybody that's outside, food on the house, food on Trump. So shout out to Trump for that. Let's get to the next thing here. This is just about what they were doing out there by the courthouse before the cafe pit stop. This is from Jack Posobiec. He says, Miami mayor promised there would be real security outside the Miami courthouse. There's police tape, no barricades. Why did Franny, speaking about Francis Suarez, the Miami mayor, why did he lie? But ultimately, the police did a good job, although there may not have been the barricades and whatnot that were promised. All right. And by the way, I'm reading the comments right here. Somebody asked, is he a Democrat? Well, the mayor, Francis Suarez, is a Republican, registered Republican, although the mayor office is a nonpartisan role. but I'm not quite sure that he is what you want. I'm not sure that he's what you would want in a Republican. All right. And here's the next thing. Oh, this is when he spoke. Okay. Speaking about Francis Suarez. Let's hear some of this, actually.
And on what you just heard, the former president said there, calling it one of the saddest days in our nation's history, saying the U.S. is a nation in decline. Do you agree with that?
Well, I do think the nation is in decline right now. I do think Joe Biden's America is an America where the poor are getting poorer, where America is getting weaker. And
now you hear him in the background speaking, but you also see right here on the screen, this is a motorcade. They had shut down parts of the interstate to make sure that the motorcade got from point A to point B.
Where if we keep on the same trajectory, China may be the only lone superpower in the future. So that is an America that worries me.
But
frankly.
He's not talking about that. He's talking about because he's on his way to this courthouse
Sure,
as a arraignment.
sure. And I think, his supporters who are here feel aggrieved. They feel that there isn't a fair administration of justice. They feel sometimes that the press is not fair. That's their perspective. They have the right to their perspective. And my job as mayor is to make sure that they can exercise their constitutional rights in a way that doesn't put anybody in harm's way or jeopardize anyone.
So there it is. That's your man, Francis Suarez, the mayor of Miami, who may be becoming the next presidential nominee out of the Republican Party, maybe even a Democrat. Who knows? Now, here's some of the left-wing violence that happened outside the courthouse, although there wasn't really much. Well, actually, this was a motorcade, so this was probably beyond the courthouse. I'm not exactly sure where that was, but I know this person was trying to interrupt the motorcade, and it didn't really go well for him. Again, from Jack Posobiec, he says, breaking left-wing agitator hauled out by police after running into streets to block Trump motorcade. And he's lucky he didn't get more than that. He could have got turned into a whole pancake out there on Miami-Dade streets. Let's get a little bit of full screen action going on. So these people are unhinged. Do you see what he's wearing? This is like old-timey prison outfit. Do they even wear that anymore? I done seen people in the penitentiary wearing regular street clothes, Jordans and all kind of extra stuff, jewelry, everything else. Are you about to go join a chain gang, sir? Like, is this 2023 or 1933? What's really happening? And that's an old man too. It's like, man, you know what? What has CNN done to you people? Got an old man on the ground. Like, it's like, sir, come on, man. I need you to go ahead and get up. Oh, and here was a good moment. So Trump's birthday is actually tomorrow. He turns 77. That's a little high. I love Trump. That's my guy. That's a little high, though. 77. It's 2023, so 2028, he'd be 78. Now, of course, his 77 is much different than Joe Biden's 77. By the time Joe Biden turned 77, he had pretty much 2 feet in the ground. Trump is a lot more spry and alert than Joe Biden is. But, hey, it's up there for sure. Let's go ahead and play some of that.
Some birthday. We got a government that's out of control. What a great group of people.
We need a little bit of rhythm with the happy birthday. You know, we need some harmony going on, okay? Can we get a vocal coach happening in this cafe? Anyway, is it a spiteful thing going on? I mean, of course, the whole thing about him being indicted or charged at all is politically motivated, clearly. Obvious what's going on. But is it spiteful to do it, like, around his birthday? I mean, come on. Like, right in his home, where he lives, on his birthday, the day before his... If they would have did it on his birthday, like tomorrow, that would have been a little bit too much on the nose. Oh, you got to follow the law, ABL. Come on. At a certain point, we know when the law is being weaponized against people. But I don't want to get too far before I get to everything I want to get to. So I digress. Oh, and then here is Trump with Jorge Masvidal, the UFC fighter.
Oh, my God.
Great champ. Just don't fight them.
So there we go. Jorge Masvidal. That was him. I think that might be the end of what I have right here. Yeah, that might be it. Hold on. I might have one more. Little Havana setting up for Trump. Let's get some full screen action. So shout out to the Cubans out there in Miami, loving Trump. So that's the footage I have for you guys. Let me come back so I can just give my final thoughts on what's happening here. This is politically motivated, 100%. As I said a little while ago, some are going to say, well, you got to follow the law, ABL. Nobody's above the law. Nobody. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because Hillary Clinton had evidence. The director of the FBI said on camera, in an interview on TV, that there's evidence to bring forth a case against her, but no reasonable prosecutor would do it. He said it right there. So he declined to prosecute, although there was enough there to prosecute. So if you want to say that there's nobody above the law, then I can't tell. What about Hillary Clinton? James Comey got on TV and said she's above the law. Joe Biden, what's taking so long with the investigation? It's pretty open and shut. Let's have everyone be subject to the law evenly, or admit that the law's not evenly distributed. Like, we can't have it both ways. You can't have the law unevenly distributed in the case of Trump and pretend like that's not happening. It's totally ridiculous. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with Trump and this whole situation? You think it's a politically motivated thing or not? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is 100% politically motivated. It shouldn't be going on, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not surprised at this particular point. All I can hope is that he gets found not guilty, and it's going to be a jury trial. All it takes is one to say, nope, we're not going to do it. It just takes one. You got to have a unanimous decision. You're not going to have that in Miami, in my humble opinion. But we'll see how the whole thing goes. And whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.